What's going on, y'all? Your boy Darius here back here for another video, and this time I'm here with my spoiler, alright, spoiler review of Deadpool and Wolverine. It's been, like the entire weekend. Today's Monday, right? Giving you some time to watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Apparently it's shattering box office records for rated R movies, man. It's like 205 million domestically on the opening weekend. Insane. They're looking at like a 400 and something million like global haul so far. Awesome. But yeah, we're gonna get to the spoiler review of this movie, man. It's not gonna be a play-by-play, okay? It's not. I jotted down in my notes on my phone some things to talk about, some spoiler topics, things that I could expand on from my spoiler-free review I did after I saw the movie. So here we go, man. First things first, I got listed here. Henry Cavill shows up as Wolverine, as a Wolverine variant. Now, this was a rumor I remember hearing a while back, and he's been fan casted as Wolverine for a long time, pretty much ever since things started going downhill for him at DC as Superman. Ever since he started getting jerked around, people were saying he should be Wolverine, and I was just like, not bad. I mean, like I want a short Wolverine this time around because it's like 6'3" or something, right? Cavill, but I wouldn't be mad at it if it went tall. And the scene, of course, of Deadpool going around to try and find Wolverine because Paradox, played by Matthew McFadden, Tom from Succession, love him, where he explains that, because Logan died, at the end of Logan, he was the anchor point of the universe, and thus the universe begins to fall apart. So Deadpool, is going to try and find other Deadpool or other Wolverine variants to bring in to save his universe, right? And he has this beautiful montage. There's some great, comic, cover art, homages, right? Like the I think it's like Uncanny X-Men 251. I want to say like Wolverine up on the cross and like a bunch of skulls, like the X cross, like a field of skulls and shit. So they have that in there. They have the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine that's like missing a hand. It's got like the wild mane hair. So that was great. They showed Patch. They showed brown suit Wolverine fighting Hulk. Or like we don't see the Hulk fight, but brown suit Wolverine, first off, is my favorite Wolverine costume. I know people love the yellow. People love the yellow, right? Yellow suit. I appreciate the yellow suit. It's iconic. I'm a brown suit. Brown and yellow is my thing. All right. So when I saw that, I was like, brown suit. And he's in the middle of fighting Wolverine. Like I think it's also a comic cover. I can't remember what comic it was, but it's an iconic shot of like Wolverine with the claws. Like the claws come out and you see the Hulk's reflection in it, and they do that same thing, which I thought was cool. I'm trying to think. We get comic accurate height Wolverine, because Wolverine in the comics is 5'3". He's Kevin Hart height. That nigga is short. Okay, he is short. Shorter than me. I'm 5'6". I could play Wolverine probably in the MCU. I'm black. I can't do it. But it was this funny acknowledgement of it, and it's Hugh Jackman as that 5'3" Wolverine. It's funny. But then, of course, getting back to what I started this off with, Henry Cavill Wolverine. They show Cavill's Wolverine first from like the back, right? You don't see his face, and like they go off and do some other stuff, and then they come back to it. But at that first point that they show him from the back, and like he kind of like you see a little bit of jawline, I was just like, that's Henry Cavill. I could just tell. Number one, he's massive, and I know Hugh Jackman is huge, jacked man, but Cavill is even huger. I was just like, that's Henry Cavill. And then he fully turned around, smoking the cigar, which people always had questions, would Disney allow Wolverine to smoke a cigar in the movies? All right, because in Disney movies, they don't show people smoking, which, we get it. They're cancer sticks, but people still smoke them. So, like, come on, be a little realistic there. But I guess because it's a rated R movie, maybe they'll allow Wolverine to smoke if it's a rated R movie. But he's got the cigar, and he looks really good, man. He looks really good. If he is our MCU Wolverine, which I don't think he will be, but if he is, even though I want a shorter one this time, like obviously not 5'3". Good luck finding a 5'3" jacked man to play Wolverine. But like my height, 5'6", or just like 5'9", something just shorter than Hugh Jackman would be preferred. But if they go with another tall Wolverine, I would not be mad at Henry Cavill at all. He looked great. Next thing I got, Oh my God! How could I not start this off with the intro? The intro to this movie, they address Logan, right? They go to his grave. His adamantium skeleton's still there in the woods. Deadpool, but Deadpool proceeds to desecrate Wolverine's skeleton by fighting the TVA with the pieces of his skeleton that are adamantium, of course, and just killing them with it. All to the entirety of Bye 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 by NSYNC. That is by far my favorite intro in any of the Deadpool movies, because the Deadpool movies are legendary for their intros, right? Like the first one, sets the bar with the slow-mo and the credits, written by, some idiot, or whatever, or starring, God's favorite idiot. I think that's what they're calling Ryan Reynolds and shit. Starring a CGI character, talking about Colossus. And then the second one, after they kill Vanessa, and like one of my favorite things is just like starring, oh my God, did you just kill her? directed by one of the guys who killed the dog in John Wick, which is factually true. David Leitch was one of the directors of John Wick. But this one, setting the intro cast to Deadpool killing TVA to Bye Bye Bye, and then intersecting it with, as I found out, it was like an actual dancer, a professional dancer in the Deadpool suit. Because ain't no way Ryan Reynolds is hitting them dance moves. Bah, bah, bah. That had me dying. He was getting the exact moves down. That set the tone. That lets you know that Disney's not going to pull back, man. Disney's not going to pull back. This is full rated R. This is the full perfect tone of Deadpool. That's probably the most Deadpool thing he's done in any of the movies, is killing people and then dancing to Bye Bye Bye. That shit was hilarious. One of the things I want to talk about is like Wolverine, this version of Wolverine, which is a different variant. He's the worst Wolverine, and that he let his entire team die. And I don't know if there was anything else that I missed, because I had to get up and go to the bathroom real quick, man. That damn Sprite Zero had me. But I don't know if I missed anything else in pertains to like his backstory. If I did, I'm probably gonna watch the new Rockstars video on that. Like the full breakdown. Probably split in two parts because things like an hour long. But if there's anything else I missed about his origin, his backstory, let me know in the comments down below. But he let his team down. And think like he was off like drinking or something while his team was dying. So that, I think that was a pretty cool wrinkle to add to his Wolverine, to make him different and to make him more accurate to the comics, in that Wolverine is often just like, we see this obviously in the Wolverine, right, where like Jean's death is haunting him, everything in his past is haunting him, and even in Logan, where like he talks to X-23, he talks to Laura, and he was like, even the bad guys that I killed, that stuff sticks with me and haunts you. But like, this was the most Wolverine I felt we've had. This is the most Hugh Jackman has felt like Wolverine, in terms of how tortured he is and how angry and bitter he is, constantly cursing up a storm, telling Deadpool to go fuck himself and shut the fuck up and all this shit. Like, not my fucking problem. Love it. And then of course, the probably the big spoiler thing that people will always talk about more than anything, right, coming out of this movie, the cameos. Starting, of course, the first big one, Chris Evans shows up. Like when Deadpool Wolverine gets sucked in the void, the guy in the hood shows up. I'm just like, who the freak is this guy in the hood? What the hell is this? They're in like this Mad Max void world, at the end of Loki. Shows up, superhero landing, pulls off the hood, and it's Chris Evans. Now, my theater, I wish I recorded the audio of my theater. My theater was lit, right? It's one of those theaters that just like lightly clap and shit. Nah, my theater was lit, and I loved it. That's why I love the theater experience. He takes that hood off. Everyone's just like, oh shit, and I'm just like, what? And obviously, we're all thinking it's Captain America. Deadpool thinking it's Captain America, but I immediately got smart because I paid attention to his suit. And number one, he was skinnier than he ever was as Captain America, right? Two, I noticed his suit, his blue suit, because, blue is his color. He also had some red in there, so it was making you think Captain America. I think, like, his gauntlets were, like, blue and red or something. I noticed like his suit had like these black or like navy blue lines to it, and when I was paying attention to that, I was just like, oh, this is not Captain America. Oh, this is Johnny Storm. This is the Human Torch, and it's especially one of the things that before this movie came out, I was saying, man, I really hope we get Chris Evans as Johnny Storm in it, because Chris Evans even said in like an interview a while ago that it'd be a lot easier for him. He'd be much more willing to come back to the MCU as the Human Torch than Captain America. And then when Deadpool's just like, oh, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say, Avengers Assemble! That man says flame on. I was like, ah! I was like, yes! I legitimately just, yes! Oh, it was so good. It was so good. You had Pyro using his fire manipulation to snuff out his flame, absorb his flame, and he falls. I thought he died when he fell and like broke his neck, but he was fine. Speaking of Pyro, you get old X-Men villains. Pyro is like the main one that's back. Same actor. Sabretooth back. Same actor. I think it's still Tyler Mane. He's only there just to get his head cut off. They have Toad, Psylocke, Juggernaut, and Azazel. But I don't think... Oh, and Lady Deathstrike. But they don't really say anything, and I don't think any of them are played by the same actors. Like, I was paying attention to them, and I was like, yeah, these are not the same actors at all. But yeah, Chris Evans' Human Torch one was great. The other big cameos, when they're trying to find a way, or like after Deadpool and Wolverine fight each other the second time in like this van or this car, and it's bloody and it's violent, they get found and taken to this little base, this little camp of like apocalypse survivors, man, void survivors. The first one we see, Jennifer Garner as Elektra, which got a surprisingly, like, I didn't think it would get that good of a reaction, because like, I guess I just didn't know that my audience really knew about, you know, like that Daredevil movie, or cared about that Daredevil movie, or the Elektra movie for that matter. And I knew about that happening because it got reported on, like, you know, a Variety or something that she was coming back, but like they never confirmed it until this movie. But I was so happy to see her. And then Wesley Snipes' Blade walks through, the entire theater erupted. Like, Elektra got an applause, right? She got like, oh, okay, Elektra's back, yeah. Blade walks through, Wesley Snipes walks through. My reaction was legitimately, this is my reaction. I screamed, sorry, headphone users. I screamed so loud. Everyone's going crazy in there. I see people jumping up and down, high-fiving each other. It's an experience I hadn't had in the theaters since No Way Home, when Andrew and Toby was walking through portals, man. And then, of course, like in Endgame, when all that crazy stuff was happening. Jesus. I didn't think we'd see Wesley Snipes' Blade until at least Secret Wars. For him to show up in this movie, and they address the Ryan Reynolds beef that they had, you know, on the set of Blade Trinity. Chef's kiss. But dare I say, he didn't even get the biggest reaction, because after him, a card comes flying in the flame in slow motion. At that point, I was like, no! Channing Tatum walks out as Gambit, got the full hairstyle, combed over hairstyle, brown trench coat, the like blue and purple chest guard or whatever he wears, and the headgear. His eyes weren't black and red though, they didn't do that. But it's Channing Tatum finally getting to play Gambit, because they tried, Fox tried notoriously to make a Gambit movie with him. Never happened. The theater, I think, it was an even bigger reaction for Channing Tatum's Gambit. It was amazing. Even for me, I was just like, you know, listen to that shit, dude. And the accent, I can't tell if the accent was like perfect, or if it was so bad, it was like, I don't know, because like you couldn't hardly understand him. And Deadpool, there's so many jokes about that. It's just like, who's your dialect coach? But damn it, man, Channing Tatum, I thought, made a pretty damn good Gambit. I freaking loved it. We also got Laura X-23, but that was spoiled apparently in the final trailer. I didn't watch the final trailer. I stayed away from it. I mean, I had like an inkling that Daphne King would come back as Laura, because I kept getting like Reddit notifications about Daphne King, but I just like, that might be related to the final trailer. Get that out of there. Because like I had a buddy of mine who saw the final trailer, or no, he didn't watch it. He got spoiled via a YouTube thumbnail from a reaction channel, not mine, because I didn't watch it. I think it was The Real Rejects. But yeah, all love to them though. And like he told me, hey, be careful. They put like a spoiler in their thumbnail, and like the final trailer spoils like a cameo. And I was like, okay, bet I'm gonna stay away from it. I didn't watch it, and yeah, Laura. I went back after the movie, watched the final trailer. Yep, sure enough, they show her in the final trailer. Apparently, Kevin Feige came out and said that Daphne Keane really wanted to go to the premiere, but if she went to the premiere, people will automatically be like, oh, she's in the movie. So they were just like, all right, fine, let her be in it, let her be in the final trailer, so she can go to the premiere, and it's not that big of a spoiler. But I think a lot of people in my theater saw that final trailer because she got like no reaction. Like I was just like, but like everyone else was just like, crickets. But the utilization of those cameos, as I hinted at in my spoiler-free review, very much like No Way Home, where they served a purpose. They didn't just show up to get killed off like the characters in Multiverse of Madness, the Illuminati. Even though that served its own purpose of proving that Wanda was a freaking monster and overpowered and shit. Like, I don't hate that. I hoped it didn't happen to them. I feared that it might have happened to these cameos in here, but it didn't happen at all. One of the funniest jokes, by the way, pertains to Elektra when like that group of cameos, the like survivors, from Cassandra Nova, are saying that like, oh, we lost the Punisher and Quicksilver and Daredevil, and Deadpool's like, Daredevil. He looks at Elektra, and Elektra's just like, it's fine, which is a funny meta joke. It's obviously Ben Affleck who played Daredevil, Jennifer Garner. They got together on set of that movie, but obviously he got divorced and everything. But that's like that joke, hilarious. A lot of the jokes in this movie just landed. They were great. Speaking of Cassandra Nova, she had I hinted at the use of like her powers in terms of how different it is from Xavier, from what we see of him, in the movies doing this shit, or whatever. They use these great special CGI effects whenever she uses her powers, and that she like puts her fingers through your head, through your eyes, through your mouth and your ears and shit. Like it's all coming out, and like I could hardly watch it. Every time she did that shit, I was just like, I can't look at it. I just can't. But bravo, with that special effects. Her as a villain, I thought was okay. Like, wasn't the best villain or anything. Not the worst villains. She's not. I wouldn't put her on like the worst villain list or anything like that. She was perfectly serviceable for the role that she had to play. I'm looking at my notes. Anything else? Wolverine puts on the mask in the final fight as they fight the Deadpool Corps to Like a Prayer by Madonna, which has been stuck in my head ever since the trailers. Anyway, I thought that final fight has like this old boy like side scrolling one shot, amazing. The movie as a whole, I don't know what else I can say about it. Really enjoyed it. I feel like I had not that many criticisms. Like I'm trying to think. Maybe not enough Wolverine. Like, obviously, Deadpool, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. Maybe Deadpool shines a bit more than Wolverine, but, like, that's kind of just it. But, yeah, like, it was a little long, but the movie addressed it, like, at the point, he's like, Deadpool looked at the camera. We're going to wrap up, I promise. All right? Yeah, but I love this movie, man. I already gave my grade in the spoiler-free review. That's all my spoilerific thoughts that I can think of right now. Again, probably going to watch and record my reaction to New Rockstars so that I can break down everything. And if there's anything that I missed, I'll see it there. But let me know what you guys thought of Deadpool and Wolverine. Is there anything else that sticks out to you? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the movie, man. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, help me out there. Hit the notify bell and the like button. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.